Welcome to Unleash the Awesome with Dave Gambrill. All of us have unique skills, talents, and abilities that aren't being used to their full potential. Our mission is to share the people, tools, apps, and other resources that will help you unleash your awesome on the world.
Hey friends, it's Dave again, and this is the third episode of Unleash the Awesome. Glad you're still listening, or maybe you're new. If you are new, welcome. Hello. Hey, in today's episode, I want to talk to you about building your list. You will hear me talk about this all the time. If you've known me for a while, you've heard me say this a million times. I will continue to say it, and I figured I'm going to dedicate a whole episode of this podcast to talking about building your list. So I am a firm believer that if you want to unleash your awesome in the world, you have to have an audience or a tribe, or what I often talk about, an email list of people who are interested in the same things that you are, who are interested in learning from you, who are interested in doing the same kind of things, on the same kind of mission, on the same kind of journey, right? So you will hear me say to you very often in this podcast in some way, shape, or form, or make reference to the idea that you need to build your email list. If you're going to do anything, especially in the digital space these days, if you were to go to a publisher and want to get a book published, go to a traditional publisher, one of the first questions I'll ask you is, how big is your email list? How big is your social following? How big is your podcast? How many downloads does your podcast get? Things like that. So as you are thinking about growing and scaling your thing, whatever that is, even if you're just starting your side hustle, I'm going to encourage you right now to start building your audience, building your email list. There are a couple things I would have you look at. The first one is a blog post by a guy named Kevin Kelly. And the blog post is called 1,000 True Fans. 1,000 True Fans. And the basic gist of it is this, and this was written years ago, and I believe he's updated it since, but the gist of it is this. For those of you that are looking to escape a job or a corporate existence and you want to work for yourself because you know that gives you the freedom and flexibility to really do the cool things that you want to do in your world, maybe be a digital nomad and live the laptop lifestyle, whatever it is that you want to do. If you're going to do those things, you need to build an audience. And what they talk about in 1,000 True Fans is the idea of, can you find 1,000 people who would spend or invest at least $100 a year with you? That's $100,000. For many people, that kind of revenue would be life-changing. It would be enough for them to quit their job and go try their side hustle full-time or live that laptop lifestyle I was talking about, whatever it is they're looking to do. And if you think about it, the Earth currently has about 7.5 billion people. It shouldn't be all that hard if you just think about the math to find these 1,000 true fans. Now, the key to it is you have to be publishing and getting out there on a pretty consistent basis. That's why I do things like this podcast. That's why you'll see on my Instagram stories. I'm out there every day. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should probably come follow me. It's just Gambrill, Gambrill. Follow me over there. If you watch some of the things I do in my Facebook group, Digital Marketing Mentorship, or maybe over on my Facebook profile page or my business page, I'm constantly putting stuff out, educating people, helping them unleash their awesome like I do through this podcast. And one of the things I'm doing there is I'm building an audience of people who come to know, like, and trust me. And then when there's things that either I have for sale or other people have for sale, or there's things that can help this audience, then I have an audience of people ready to go who want my thing. So I'm going to encourage you, if you're not already building your audience, do it. I firmly believe that your email list is the best way to do it, because you can move that email list from provider to provider, and that is your list of people. Over my Digital Marketing Mentorship group on Facebook, we talk about that stuff all the time. So if you want more of the specifics, come check us out over there. Just search it. It's not hard to find. And no matter where you're listening to this, I'll put it in the show notes so that you can get access to it. But we talk about the fundamentals of that. But even if you are not going to do that, and I don't know why you wouldn't, you should be building an audience somewhere. Facebook groups, Instagram following, whatever. Now, if you're going to build your following on Facebook or Instagram or some other platform like that, just know that you are building your empire on rented land, meaning at any time, Zuckerberg or whoever else is in charge of those platforms can decide to change things. And when they change things, it could have a dramatic negative impact on your business. So that's why I believe that the email list should be the foundation. I'm not saying you shouldn't do these other things, but you should always have people going to your email list in some way, shape, or form. So be building your audience. How do you do that? Well, if you go look at 1,000 True Fans, they give you some things to think about as it relates to that. Again, it's just 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly. Go search it. You shouldn't have any problem finding it. I'll put it in the show notes for you too, the link to it directly. But be building your audience. Figure out a way to get out there, because you're going to find that in this game of getting out there and publishing and unleashing your awesome on the world, as you are trying to find your voice, people will start to find you. And it happens at the same time. So it's not like you can spend all this time trying to find your voice and then wait till just the right time and then go out there and build a really big audience. It does not work that way. Occasionally you get people that, get their 15 minutes of fame and they're able to capitalize on it. But really what you want to do is be building up this audience, this email list, whatever it is for you, to make sure that you have a captive audience of people that care about your stuff. And frankly, it helps as you're trying to do really big things in the world to have other people that have similar interests that are all marching in the same direction alongside you so they can help each other. Because you're going to take a misstep and falter along the way, and people will help pick you up. And conversely, people in your tribes and your audiences are going to have challenges and struggles, and you can be there to help them as well. Okay, so my encouragement to you today is to build your email list, build your audience, start now, okay? If you want some help with it, there is a great book by my friend Russell Brunson. It's called Expert Secrets. If you go to gambrill.com/expert secrets, you can get a copy for just the cost of shipping. In the US, I think it's like $8. So because of my affiliate relationship I have with Russell, we're able to make that happen for you. If you were going to go get a copy on your own, I think the book itself is like $20 or something. But we can get it for you for $8 if you go to gambrill.com/expert secrets. And what he teaches you in that book is, as you're building your audience, as you're building your list, as you're building your following, as you're building your tribe, very specific things you can be doing to help do it quicker and faster and be building a raving group of fans or super fans or whatever we want to call them, people that are dying for you to put out your next thing, dying to listen to your next podcast episode, or who are clamoring at your, to get your next Facebook Live or whatever it is you're doing. It's one thing to build an audience, which is a thing unto itself, but it's another thing entirely to build an audience of people who are just ready to essentially give you their money. And that's one of the things that Russell Brunson is incredibly good at, is building up an audience and building up the anticipation for when he's launching new things people are ready to buy. And so if that's something that you want to do, go check out your copy of Expert Secrets. Again, gambrill.com/expert secrets. Okay, hope this has helped you. If you like this podcast, if you've listened to a few episodes so far and you're like, hey, I kind of like this Dave guy, it's pretty cool, I'm learning something, stuff I can apply to my life and my business, do me a favor, tell your friends. Do hashtag unleashawesome on Instagram. Share a screenshot of you listening to this wherever it is you're listening to it. And as always, especially early on in a podcast, right? This is episode 3. Anytime you can give me a review or ratings or subscribe and all those fun things, it certainly helps. And it lets me know that you like this, that you care about this, that you want me to do more of this. And as long as people want this, I will continue to do it. But I need some feedback from the audience to know how that's working. So go ahead, rate, subscribe. I appreciate that. And I look forward to talking to you again in the next episode. Until then, go out and unleash your awesome on the world today. See ya.
Thanks for listening to Unleash the Awesome. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And please share us on your favorite social media platforms using hashtag UnleashAwesome.